Am I the a-hole for taunting my ex's widow after she lost her visitation case with my son? I, 32, female, have been single for a few years, but my life is complicated by my ex-husband, Mark, who passed away 2 years ago, and his widow, Karen, 30 female. Mark and I were married for 6 years, divorced 2 years before his death, and we share a son, Leo, who is 5. After Mark died unexpectedly, Karen really started to poke her nose into my life. She was married to him for only a year before his death, and, frankly, I didn't get along with her at all during his life. She was pushy, entitled, and constantly tried to insert herself into my parenting decisions. Even after his passing, she tried to involve herself in Leo's life in ways I felt overstepped boundaries. Fast forward to last month. Karen filed for visitation with Leo. I did everything to allow minimal interaction, thinking it would be less stressful for everyone, but when the case went to court, she was pushing for unsupervised visits and even overnights. Honestly, I feared for my child's emotional well-being because Leo barely knew her, and I thought it was sudden and forced. The judge sided with me. Karen's request for visitation was denied. I was relieved but also stunned by how entitled she appeared during the proceedings. She was crying, yelling, and pleading in court. It was a spectacle, and when the ruling came down, she was visibly devastated. Here's where I probably crossed the line. I ran into her later that week at a coffee shop. She looked like a mess, clearly still reeling from losing the case. Something inside me snapped. I walked up to her table and said, loud enough for nearby patrons to hear, "Guess the judge thinks Leo needs a real mom, huh?" I know it was cruel, and I admit I enjoyed seeing her shocked, defeated expression. I added a few more pointed remarks about how she shouldn't rush into parenting roles she clearly wasn't ready for. People in the shop were staring. I don't deny that. She didn't respond verbally. She just stared at me wide-eyed and speechless. I left shortly after, feeling a mix of satisfaction and guilt. Now, my friends and family are split. Some of them say I had every right to defend my parenting and assert boundaries, while others are horrified that I actively humiliated someone in public. Karen has since unfollowed me on social media, blocked my number, and told mutual acquaintances that I'm a cruel, vindictive person. I feel conflicted because on one hand, I don't regret standing up for Leo or expressing how I feel about her intrusion. On the other hand, the glee I admit I felt during the encounter makes me wonder if I went too far. To be clear, I never physically threatened her or tried to involve my son in the confrontation. It was verbal and, yes, spiteful. But part of me argues she should have anticipated this. She knew I would never just let it slide after the court case. I humiliated her for my personal satisfaction. But seriously? Surely she must see she has no right to have access to my son? Am I in the wrong?